Welcome, everyone, to Rebirth, a D&D Tale. Session 36. Last we left off, the Lucky Sevens had recently discovered a petrified woman in a sarcophagus. And upon reviving her, speaking with her, and traveling with her for a period of time, found her to be a pleasant person to spend time with, her name being Arya. Arya Lovelock. She went into some of the things that she'd witnessed in the past, claiming to be someone who lived a portion of their life in the sort of legend, the period of legend that many have come to know as the era of dragons. And now, being here in the present day, after a lot of the events that led up to the destruction of the dragons, the decimation of the giants, and the world being rid of the calamity, now find that the world is so much different than the world that she, quote-unquote, left. And now, traveling with the Lucky Sevens, finds that, again, they are on the road. Heading out to the Children of Fire, a sister clan to the Children of Earth that Kinwin hails from. A clan of druids that focuses their energies around the volcano called the Obsidian Peak in Ionia. And so, the Lucky Sevens, in trying to find the answers to the growing desert, to the growing number of undead plaguing the entire world, it seems, and dealing with things of a natural sort of state, feeling as if the world might be dying right under their feet. They seek answers. And so, we find the Lucky Sevens traveling to Kombe, which is where they are currently, saying some hellos and goodbyes to some of those who might be still in the city, such as their good friend Strings, the Vanya's brother, Imbrel, heading back to the Grioran Empire by way of Red Hawk Keep, and of course, catching up with those that they will be leaving behind before setting off northward. So, you are currently in Kombe. It is a new day compared to where we'd left off, and so you are free to do as you like in Kombe until you are set to travel once more. What do you do?
New day, so long rest. Did we
Yeah,
get?
yeah. You would have had enough. You would have had several days of long rest coming to Kombe. So you can arrange things how you like on your spell sheet if you need to.
Oh wait, I gotta pick my spells.
Mm.
Yep, I got light. That's it.
The one cantrip,
Sorry, just being a smartass, but
It's okay.
I
The other,
assume we're all waking up at my house.
that's very commonly the gathering place and sleeping place that you guys have sort of settled into. Even if it doesn't have very many rooms, you all kind of either set up in the spare room because there's only really one spare room, or set yourselves up to roll out your bedrolls in the middle of the floor, whichever is more convenient to you. Lagon typically tends to sleep on the
Sleep out,
floor
back.
or
Or out
sleep out
back.
in the garden. Yep. He does like the very cool sort of savanna grass that's kind of out in your backyard. It's not green by any means, but it is pleasant and it is nice and cool outside in the night. And he does like the very cooler weather that is uh, that is the sort of arid region that you are in at night.
Um, I'll talk to Vanya. I'll walk up and knock on the door because Vanya's usually taking up the room.
Mm.
She's gonna open and just kind of tilt her head at you. Something you need?
I was thinking, do we plan to use this place kind of as a hub?
We had to talk to everyone else about that, but sure seems that way so far.
Well, I was thinking if we're going to do that, maybe we could expand out a little bit and do an addition to give you guys some more room.
More room would be nice, but we'll have to
Unless
talk to
you
everyone
guys
else about
are,
that.
yeah, unless you guys are okay with that, what things are. I don't mind just people sleeping wherever they want, but, I do want you all to be comfortable.
Well, doesn't matter to me. Like I said, we'll chat with everyone else.
Yes, I also plan to make the rounds to say goodbyes. I didn't know if, I haven't seen Lagan around, but I didn't know if you and Kenwin would want to come and our new friend.
Sure, sounds like fun.
Of course.
Awesome. We can do this then. I'm going to finish getting ready and gather my pack and everything so we can just leave straight out afterwards, but
Sounds like a
if we
good
do
idea.
decide to expand, we can get Carthus to handle it.
This poor man already has so much on his plate, we're gonna add more to it.
He deserves it. After all the years of him throwing stuff on mine, he gets
know
to be
what,
the one
that's
in charge
fair.
now.
That's fair.
I will
Well,
meet you downstairs.
yeah, it doesn't take much for you all to be together in the same room because Arya and Kinwin have taken up either a cot or a couch or sleeping on the floor or something in the living room.
Oh yeah, we
And
got the couch, we got futons, we got whatever you need.
yep, so it doesn't take much for them to overhear the conversation you just had as well as be part of that conversation as quickly as they would like. So as soon as you're coming down Kurobe, they're likely awake, and Kinwin's probably doing one of those daily things that seem unusual but has become pretty routine for what you've seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Arya is just like watching in awe as Kinwin is probably stirring around the different elementals as he does his morning rituals. The orbs just like magically floating across in the air in this intricate weave and dance around him. Arya's just like,
She's fascinated.
Flame, earth,
extreme.
and water swirling around my staff as the flowers grow on it.
Because every morning you've seen so far, Arya, those flowers have bloomed at the same time every day.
It's amazing. It's like it's alive. Is it alive? Is the staff alive?
I think so. Partly. It came from the Surefall tree back from the forest of my tribe. It usually, when branches fall off, they die, but this one keeps reglowing the plants on it.
It's amazing. I wonder if maybe it has some sort of magic with it. I'm almost interested in trying to see. Naria
It is
just
my
looked.
focus.
Hmm?
It is my magical focus, so yes, there's some magic in it.
Sure, the Wild Mother has blessed it just for you. Surely. I mean, why else would you have found it, friends?
Kenwin will, or I mean, Kurobe will just be coming down the stairs. No, not Shirley. Kenwin. And then walk in and sit down and start playing with Zephyr.
Zephyrs kind of weaving in and out of your legs, looking at you, in that usual morning breakfast sort of face.
Okay, let's go get you something to eat. And Kurobe would mix up something, like trying to keep him. He knows that he's getting too fat, so he's going to mix in some rice with a little bit of meat and give him something a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Kurobe, I need some help navigating the city.
Yes.
Mostly to make sure I can get some clothes that I don't mind getting completely torn to shreds over the course of our journey.
Oh, we can do
And
that.
getting some spares in general. That seems
Yeah,
to be a common occurrence.
Well, I don't know if you heard. I planned on going my rounds saying goodbyes, but that takes us right through the market district. We can sort you out and
Yes.
get you what you need.
Yes, perfect. Let's
Oh,
do that.
yeah.
She will go ahead and just link up arms with him immediately and start dragging him outside.
Oh, wait. We gotta wait for everyone else because if I show up without them, my mother and father are going to kill me.
Oh, wait. Your mother and father. I remember their faces, but I don't remember their names. Give me a moment. I'm working on it. There was Shale and me IRL can't remember.
Bass,
Bass.
as in basalt.
And Bass. Is that right?
Yes. Have I shown them to? Or
No.
is this? I didn't think so.
No. Arya literally walked out of a tomb and knew everyone's names. Complete
Okay.
stranger.
I don't know how you know that, but
For context, last session she kind of explained that she shares a lot of Rune's memories because he's a part of her now.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can chalk it up to
That makes
that.
sense.
Fun times.
Okay, yeah, it's still a little strange, but yes, that they will. You might want to treat it like a first-time meeting, not to confuse them.
Oh, absolutely. No. I fully understand I'm a stranger walking into their home. That is to say, do you think they're going to get the wrong impression if it's just me?
That's why we're going to bring everybody because they had that impression before,
Good,
and
good, good, good.
it was very amusing. I did nothing to correct it because honestly, well, any chance I get to mess with them is it doesn't happen very often now these days.
Besides, you love the Lucky Sevens.
I have grown fond of them, yes. Uh, I haven't been with them long, but we have gone through things, and I have grown to like a lot of them.
Well, I guess another thing I also needed to check was to see if I could get proper cooking gear for the road. I'm noticing this trend. We don't exactly have all the necessary means to do so, to make like proper, meals. Yes, we can make food, but a snack is not the same as a dinner, if that makes sense.
Yes.
That and I'm making it quite enjoyable cooking for everyone.
Are you a good cook?
Mm-hmm. Only when I'm trying to impress someone.
Because I usually had to handle the cooking. I have some of the things that we can use, but and he'll point
You
to his pack, and you'll see a little spice pouch hanging off of it. If you ever need to flavor things, and I'm not paying, just go for that. It's you can get out of it whatever you need.
Oh, the old man's gonna show me some of his combe spice, is he?
Well, it's not just kombe; it produces any spice, I believe. But yes, and
Oh,
he'll pick it up and he'll show you and open it up, and it is a Heward's handy spice pouch. So
oh,
magically replenishing spices.
perfect. Coffee.
Mm.
Out of character. Can I start casually dipping into the whole like Tasha's cauldron of everything, cooking supplement?
Do you want to? No, we're using that book as a supplement, so.
I'm gonna do that. We're gonna make delicious meals with benefits.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
If you're, I believe so long as you're proficient in cooking supplies, you can do that, yeah.
I'm not. This is going to be an ongoing effort.
Ongoing effort. She's going to get good at cooking, y'all.
Yeah.
After a couple sessions, I'll ask you if I'm proficient yet.
even I'm not proficient in cooking. I was just using survival checks.
I want to use performance checks for it,
Mm.
if I may.
If you want to turn it into something like a hibachi.
Yeah.
It's all about the showmanship, not about the food.
True, but you also eat with your eyes first.
Yep. Well, that is something that you can continually pursue on your travels. Since that is the one downtime activity that you will be able to do as far as preparing,
Oh
like,
no,
while on
I
travel.
forgot. We have the chest. We have our own little chest of preserving. We bring up all the food with us. We
Mhm.
bring all the random shit. So we don't just eat on the road. We eat good.
You eat good on the road. And so, like I said, that's the only downtime activity that you can become proficient in while still on the road and traveling, because
Yeah.
you
So
have to
I will
cook
be
food.
working with that. Yeah, I'll be working with that too.
Yeah. So, eventually you both can and probably will become proficient in cooking utensils as a result of all of this.
Awesome.
My, Kurobe. Do I sense that we might be opening up a restaurant business sometime soon?
There's also a feat called Garamond, which you might want to take at some point too.
Oh, gourmand. That's
Yes.
right. Oh my god, I forgot that feat existed.
There's a feat called Garamond.
Yep. Which is 100% about cooking food.
I'm
How
considering
is that
it.
spelled?
Garamud.
Wrong. Gourmand.
Oh, my bad.
I
Gourmand.
do not have that unlocked in D&D Beyond.
It's
So
just
I don't
because
know.
it's in additional supplements. It's not in
All right.
something that you
Where
might
can I
have.
look this up at?
Google it.
How do you spell it?
Gourmand.
Gorjurama.
Yes.
Feet.
It's Noted is Unearthed Arcana, but I'm pretty sure it was released with Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, officially.
Either way, I'll let you take it. So,
That is actually
if that is a feat y'all want to pursue at the next ASI level.
I'm tempted just for the flavor.
Hey, Lamau. Yes, that is a possibility. So, if there's specific recipes or things like that, or specific benefits that you want to do out of Tasha's, I will 100% allow it. Because
okay.
because you are at a level that at some point those who would have it in their list will have Hero's Feast available to them eventually. So that is something to think about for the future. But you and the Lucky Sevens, we're all going to go visit Shale and Bass.
And we're going to go through the market first and pick up a couple of things. But yeah,
Okay. Yep.
I want to go meet my parents and go say hi to Maury before we leave.
Yep. Because as far as Arya is concerned, she doesn't have any kind of inventory gear on her person. She only has her dagger. She only has her clothing, and that's really about it. She's been borrowing from you all in the sense of everything else. So if you want to get her some kind of adventuring gear, then you'll have to pick one up at a gear store, and it'll be book price. So
Okay.
this particular store is not overpriced, surprisingly enough. It is what you would expect for market value when it comes to different supplies, which is unusual because most of Combe Bay is very expensive and very prohibitive in that matter. But this particular market knows that this stuff will sell regardless of price. So, whatever adventuring gear you want to pick up, you can do so at book price.
What you need?
Okay, so there are a few things that I need. First of all, let's get some common clothes because mechanically speaking, I should probably pay for those.
Yep, you can get some extra clothes, and you'll only need to pay, the book price for it, and they'll come in whatever flavor you like. So if it's a dress, if it's a sort of casual sort of dress, then absolutely it looks like whatever it is you want.
Excellent. And then next, let me double check if it's Adventurers. Adventurers pack that has the bedroll and the mess kit, or what's going on with that? Give me one second.
Explorers pack.
Oh, the
I
Explorers
think it's
pack.
called Explorers pack.
Explorers? Okay.
Yeah, the Explorers pack. I think we'll have all of that in there.
Backpack, bedroll, mess kit. Perfect. I will pick up one of those. 10 GP.
Yep.
I accept.
Yep.
Okay, that puts me at broke.
You can also dip into party funds if the rest of the party would allow it. So
I'll allow it. I mean, we still have like damn near 1,000
Yes.
platinum.
Yeah, we got money.
Awesome. Alright. Well, I'm good for now. That's primarily what I needed to look at. Unless, we wanted to stop by the magic shop.
We are definitely stopping by the magic shop.
One thing you will also want to note is that you are going to want a warm set of clothes as well because you are going to the mountains
Oh, okay.
during the winter on that continent. So
Okay, then I will
But
pick
I
up
thought it
warm
was the
clothes.
caldera of a volcano.
yeah, you'll eventually get to the caldera of the volcano. That's where it's
But we gotta
warm,
go through
but you got to go
extensive
through the
snow,
ice and
though.
snow first.
See, this is why Kurobe got the boots of the Winterlands.
Because you don't have to need warm clothes. You just put on those boots and you good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing. Kurobe's like old man, so he's like, I'm not being cold. Fuck that shit.
Yep.
And
Kurobe's
worst
already
case
set then.
scenario, I pull out my sword.
Yep. And the flame tongue does have a measure of heat to it, but it's not substantial. Not for the whole party.
No,
I
but
guess
for
I
him.
need some furs to wear then.
Yep, you'll need to get some warm clothes, so that will be at Traveler's Clothes price.
Okay, I accept. That
So
is
your
1 gold.
So your
for my-
Traveler's Clothes will be the warm clothes that you have for traveling in the cold.
Okay.
Yeah, Kurobe would get a thing of furs and that.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody
So
can pick up a
that-
set of Traveler's Clothes for the Traveler's Clothes price, and that will be your warm clothes set.
He's getting furs to sleep in because
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, and it'll also kind of double, to add extra warmth to your bedroll and things like that. So it's gonna have, it's gonna be kind of wraparound, but it's also gonna double. Like you could use it as a blanket too. So it's gonna have like wraps and thicker cotton shirts, thicker pants, a sort of coat to go over top of that, and then a fur wrap to go on top of that, and so it's kind of a uh, it's unusual that you would find such warm clothing in anywhere else except Kombe, because it is on the edge of the desert and it does get cold on the desert in the winter, especially in the winter. And so you're kind of getting these at the discount summer price. So, with it being Traveler's Clothes price, they are discounted for the season. They do get more expensive as the seasons get colder. So you're kind
Economics, really.
of finding them at this particular clothing store. You're getting a bargain. And so you have for Arya a set of clothes. Just in general, you have warm clothes for all of you for traveling. They fit in your backpack or in the bag of holding, wherever you want to store them. And you have all of that as far as the essentials go.
Kurobe would break out the bag of holding for everybody to put all their stuff in.
All their seasonal stuff in. Yep. Yep.
Excellent.
All right. So that's the clothing shopping.
On the way, let's see. Kurobe would stop by and he would go to one of the nicer places he knows that carries not the fancy ass tea place, but the place that sells like it's that one hole in the wall shop that has any tea you can think of. And get some higher end teas for his parents. Because you spoiled them. You got he's got to spoil his parents because like they hate it and it pisses them off, and he lives for this shit.
Of course he does. He is a little shit. But his parents love him regardless. So, heading off to get some tea. That will be. I'm gonna say that's gonna be 2 gold because you're gonna get some.
Gotcha.
You get fairly good stuff. Where normally, just getting like a satchel of just like ordinary loose leaf is probably a couple of silver. This is the good shit.
Oh yeah, it comes pressed in a brick. With like designs and shit on it.
So this is gonna be some good stuff. You can tell by the smell of it that it's just it's got a nice aroma to it, and so you're like they're gonna get spoiled by this. So you buy yourself a brick of tea and head over to Bass and Shale's house. And it's a fairly typical sort of moderate house where they're not very rich, but they're not very poor.
Sorry.
Oh, 2 bricks. Okay. So
because I'm bringing one to Mori too.
Okay, so that's gonna be 4 gold instead.
Yep, already marked off.
All right. And so, stopping by Mom and Dad's house, and for Arya, it's a sort of 1-story, sort of nice home, but it's not terribly like rich looking, but it's not terribly poor looking. It's in the kind of the middle section of the city, kind of on the edges. Since both of them are fairly old and retired by now, you imagine with the age of Kurobe that they probably are ancient and probably look it, given that he's a very old human himself, and the fact that they're still alive. Wow. So so walking up to the house, you at first think old humans, and then think about it a moment. Oh wait, no, I remember. They're not human. They're Genasi.
That's right, that's right. And Genasi, do they live at the same within the same range as humans? I don't know. I've never
You've never met Genasi yourself
Genasi.
before. What is a Genasi? What does that even mean?
I guess I'm going to find out.
You just know that that's an important word. It means nothing. And so, knocking on the door, and Kurobe, your mom, Shale, a very dark complected woman with kind of stony features and little bits of crystal kind of jutting out of her head, Arya. Uh, you see this kind of a black crystal sort of jutting out of her head. Her face is very shale colored in that it's very sort of a muted blue gray, like a very dark blue gray, and and she looks at Kurobe and says, "Oh, welcome home."
Yes, we're stopping in for a bit. We won't be staying long, but you know I
Oh,
couldn't stay or couldn't leave without saying hello and goodbye. And I'll walk
okay.
over and I'll give her a hug and like kiss her on the top of the head.
And she's a small woman compared to him, uh, and so she looks a little sad, but she knows that this is the life that Kurobe leads, and while she might be sad about it, she's not terribly surprised. And she gives you a hug, Kurobe, and then gives Kinwin and Vanya and Lagon each a welcome, and then turns to Arya. Oh, you're new.
Indeed. Hello, my name is Arya. Very nice to meet you. And she'll put her hand out for a handshake officially.
And she'll give you a handshake too, and it's very warm. You expect almost a stony. You feel a bit of a stony texture to her hands, but it's got that sort of human warmth to it that you expect from any other humanoid.
And Arya is just very enamored with all these little small rocky features, especially the crystals. And she's just like, I'm sorry if this is completely out of turn, ma'am. You are beautiful.
Oh, come now. You don't need to flatter me, sweetheart.
No, really. You are literally glowing. It is so phenomenal. I'm not sure if it's quite that clear. It probably is obvious, but I'm a little bit foreign, so everything seems
Oh,
just very new to me. So I apologize if I seem like I'm staring. I'm not trying to be rude or in any particular way.
oh, darling. You must be from somewhere far, far away then, because I've lived here all my life.
Yes, I'm across the seas.
Oh, I've
So
never been
very far
across
away.
the sea. What's it like?
Well, there are usually a lot of the buildings seem to crawl a lot taller than here, and honestly, you'd be surprised to find out that it's actually a lot more barren too.
Oh, oh, that's
Yes,
weird. That's odd.
by by comparison, here is very lively.
Oh, well, That's unusual, because we're a desert town.
I know, but for a desert town, there's so much life. I argue the people are as bright and sunshiny as the sun itself.
Hmm.
Though, enough about me. I suppose I should tell you and Korobe go ahead and have your goodbyes. I don't mean to necessarily interrupt.
Oh
Will
well,
you?
we can't go before we have tea and see father. But speaking of tea, mother here, and he'll pull out satchel and hand it to her.
Kurobe.
What?
Again?
I didn't do it. Wait, what again? What?
Again. You bought. She pulls the sort of block of pressed tea out of the satchel. You went to that store again, didn't you? The tea store.
They serve good. They have good tea.
You don't have to bring me tea every time you come. I have plenty. From every time that you visited in the last year.
Well, I'm one to make sure that you guys have
And
nice
you
things.
bring me a new brick every month. Or every week.
I
I'll
sometimes
just
I
wait
bring
then,
cookies
because we're
and stuff.
going even further where he can get even more.
Oh yeah, we're going to bring back souvenirs, and he'll give a like a devilish grin.
You are insufferable sometimes. And she goes to go make a bit of this tea.
You act like you don't like the shiny things I bring back for the wall.
I do. And when you look into the room, Arya, there is a mantle with just about every single thing, every single kind of odd and end that you could think of that is just shiny. It's got beads, it's got statuettes, it's got brooches and
Carvings.
clasps and foreign coins and just a
Yeah,
plethora of just knickknacks that have no other purpose.
Necklaces hanging everywhere, and
None of it has any other purpose except to hang here.
Arya just goes along the wall and traces it, looking at all of the different things. And when she sees something that has it seems like just mildly interesting, you notice she stops at it, picks it up and looks at it, and then gently puts it back. On the occasion, she'll stop mid-conversation, Kurobe, while you're sitting there having tea or what have you. And she'll be like, "What is this for? What about that? Oh, what sort of beast is this mountain? What kind of creature?"
and Kurobe would smile and he remembers where he got most of the things, but some of it's just he might have forgotten
I
because
picked it up in a shop somewhere ages ago, and I don't remember where it was.
yeah, it's like some of the big ones he remembers, especially any of the trophies he brought back.
But there's tiny little cat trinkets, or
Yeah,
little dogs, or animals of all different kinds. Just out of
anything that a color
porcelain.
reminded him of her,
Yeah,
or that was just a thing that they made. He just gets her random things.
it looks like a crow's nest. Just the shiny things that just random bobs and even just large shiny beads are in there too. It is a collection of everything and anything.
And she's just absolutely fascinated by it.
One particular piece is what you would definitely know is is a uh, is a shard of residuum. It's too tiny to be of any use to anybody, but it is definitely a very pretty green.
Residuum. She just takes it, holds it for a moment. You see she's kind of like... She honestly stops and leans back while holding it, scowling a bit. Residuum. And at any point, eventually, she just shakes it off, puts it away. She kind of like seems... she kind of seems to lower her energy in excitement after she sees the residuum. Decides to sit down in the room a little more quietly and just pay attention to the conversation instead.
Aria.
Yes. It's nothing.
You
Just
seem to have
feels
grown very
strange.
tired very quickly.
Well, even though they're young, they can't be that energetic all the time. They eventually have to crash.
No, it's not that I'm tired. I'm just more interested in what everyone else is doing.
Kroby will reach over and pour a cup of tea and hand it to you. Well, try some tea. This shop, it's not the fanciest in the city, but when you want good tea, that's where I go. They recommend whatever. They will tailor things and blends to what you want.
Thank you. And she'll go ahead, drink some of the tea, and you see her eyes just light up again.
It's probably kind of a Kroby would have bought. It's probably like it's got that like bergamot tinge to it, like Earl Grey
Like an
kind
Earl
of a
Grey,
deal, and
yeah.
a little bit of other spices. So it's like it is very much a like a wake up time tea, like to get you ready for things.
It's got that very, very aromatic black tea with the sort of like you said, a kind of bergamot scent with other sort of flowery scents that kind of pair with that very well, and it's very good.
This is fantastic. I'll have to stop by that shop at some point.
Well, on the way out, we can get some for the road.
That would be ideal.
That would be nice.
You can take some of the teas out of my cabinet. I don't drink all of them all of that often.
If she insists, we could maybe take a little bit, so they don't go to waste. I forget that they don't drink as much tea. They don't entertain as much as we used to.
We're
I just-
retired now.
I know, but I wish you guys would have find more friends your age and do things instead of
They've all passed away, Kurube.
And he'll kind of get a look on his face like, shit, I didn't think about that. I just worry about you guys.
Well, if we get to the point where we can't take care of ourselves anymore, we'll hire someone.
Yes. I will always make sure that you guys, while I'm around, you will never want for it. I'll make sure you're taken care of as much as I can.
You're too kind. You really should be living your own life, Kurube.
I am. But you guys are part of that. You took me in all those years ago. I wouldn't be who I am without you. I couldn't just leave you guys alone.
You've always been that way, always thinking about us instead of yourself.
Well, if you're okay, I'm okay.
And when we're not, you fuss. Like you are the parent or something.
I'm allowed to care.
You are allowed to care, but you don't need to fuss. We took care of you through all of your fussy years.
Now I'm taking care of you through your fussy years.
You're calling me fussy.
No, I would never do such a thing. I
I
don't know.
think he's
You must be
calling me
hearing.
fussy, Arya.
I think she's hearing things in our old age.
How he's trying to gaslight me?
Now, Kurabe. You know better than to be rude to your parents. Do not disrespect.
Oh,
Yes, what she said.
but yeah.
Well, I'm glad you came, nonetheless. Because I do love seeing my boy. Much as he fusses. Really, though, you have yet to settle down and given me grandchildren. I was
Oh,
hoping with having as many partners as you had, that something like that would come about at some point. But you've
I
gotten old now.
I don't think kids were ever a thing for me. I may I could see me adopting and taking care of someone like you did for me. But it honestly, aside from fun, I never really worried about getting married or dating or
This is why I wondered if you were even interested in girls.
well,
Honestly, it just sounds like a good excuse for the fact that he can't hold a date.
oh great, now they're teaming up with me. As if she needs help to mess with. You have no idea. She may look sweet and innocent. That woman is devious. Where do you think I got it from?
You know, it's a wonder Rune went to you for help flirting.
I'm good at flirting. I just don't do the dating thing.
Right. Don't do the dating thing. Sure.
That's usually what they used to call it in my day, one night stands.
Right, not having this conversation with mother. And he'll get up and start cleaning up the cups and stuff.
I think another term for it is one fling flunk.
I
Nope,
don't
not
know.
touching it.
I don't know that I've heard that one before.
Yeah, that's a new one for me too.
Not that I expect you young ladies to be of, you know, any interest to him, or him any interest to you. However, I had expected someone about his age. Probably 50 or so years ago. And then I kind of gave up on the notion because, well, any interest he had in a girl, it was fleeting. And I thought maybe he was one of those who likes boys. Never seemed to, though.
That's a good question, though, Kurabe. What are your plans for the future? Do you intend to settle down somewhere? Start a farm? Maybe a shop? Or maybe
Oh,
continue adventuring until something slays you?
you didn't. Yeah, that's right. You don't. You might not have that memory. I actually was an adventurer for years, and I actually stopped with friends of mine, and we are the ones that opened the adventuring guild here. I actually left someone else in charge for the moment, but eventually I'm going to take that back over. We have to nurture the
See.
next generation. Plus, the most of the young and there's some of the people in Kombe that is their only way is to adventure and deal with someone has to deal with the local population, keep them in check so that we aren't in danger. So there is always a need.
I see. Well, that actually explains a lot then. You needs kids when you were watching after students all the time.
There was honestly only one person that I ever could have maybe seen myself settling down with, but I don't even know if that would ever work now.
I mean,
Try.
has she settled with him?
I don't know. That is probably the closest person I have as a friend. That is the only person that I could see ever spending any real time with. Like, that I would.
You mean Amaranth?
Yes. We've
Well, you
always.
do flirt with her a lot.
Yes, we've always flirted and we've always had fun. But we've never been serious and never thought about that. We have always been more of. We were comrades, and I consider her family. Already, I don't know.
Arya just gives like this raised eyebrow look at Vanya, like, if you know, you know.
And she's just going to give a small nod back.
But that's the only
And
that is the
Shale just kind
closest.
of nods because she's knowing what you're two are doing.
She's honestly the only person that I could honestly see myself spending a significant amount of time with.
Did you
Just
ever
because we're
ask
already.
her?
Like I said, no. I consider her family, but I don't know.
No, maybe you should. You won't know until you try.
What do I have to offer someone like her? I can't
Maybe it's not
stay
about
with
what
her.
you have to offer her.
I was about to say, no one speak at once.
Maybe it's about what she offers you.
Well, that's the thing. I couldn't give her. I don't know if I could give her anything needed. I can't hold a intellectual conversation with her. I can't keep up with half the shit that she knows.
And yet she
We have.
rambles at you anyway. I've seen her do that.
I try to keep up, but I
You at
learn all
least
things.
listen.
Yes, I learn a lot of things. And I understand some of it. Not much. That's one of the reasons I'm always looking for something I heard about. Maybe one day we could be on equal footing.
Doesn't that sound
Yeah, I heard tales when I was younger. It was about someone saw a jeweled headpiece, and if you put it on, it actually made you smarter.
You don't need such a thing, Kurobei.
oftentimes I
What makes you
believe
think that you need to change something about yourself in order for someone to love you?
I don't know. I've never dealt with love before.
Your father and I love you, as you are. You're human. We're Genasi. And we loved you enough to take you in under our roof and treat you as our own child, even though we had none.
I know, and I love you more than you could probably think.
So what does it matter if you can carry the same kinds of conversation? Perhaps it's just the fact that you listen when she babbles on. That is even the valuable part.
Hmm.
You might not understand, but at the very least you engage. She might not get that from other people. Intellectuals are finicky and weird that way.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I don't know. Oh, we're going to see her next. I don't know. Now I'm nervous.
Well, you do what you feel like you should in that situation. And I'm sure your partners will back you up.
And I imagine that on that cue, Vanya and Arya just had this innocent little smile on their faces.
Does
Innocent.
Kurobe notice these smiles? Does
I mean, not trying to
I'm
hide
asking
it.
ST.
Yeah, they're not trying to hide the innocent part. It's more or less what lies behind it.
Yeah. Can I make an insight check to see if I kind of can figure out what they're up to?
If they're trying to hide it, it's a deception check on both parts.
Oh, all right, I'll do it.
All right.
Yep. And an insight check from Kurobe.
Nope.
What'd you get?
He is too flustered.
Is it a natural 1?
Yep.
Uh,
The dice want to tell a story today.
they
And
do.
that-
They do.
They do.
That's a 22 for me anyway. So.
Because I wanted Kurobe to just kind of look at both of them like, shit.
Oh, yeah. You get that. That response is absolutely a thing. But it's because they're smiling at you in a way that you feel is a little truthful. Maybe you're getting you're getting the wrong impression from them, and honestly,
I
obviously.
don't know what you guys are smiling about, but
They're blushing,
I
you're
don't-
blushing, everybody's blushing in this house.
yeah, I don't like it.
You immediately start
I'm gonna-
looking away and start
I'm gonna walk back. I'm gonna walk back to my dad's study.
Are you sure that's a smart idea?
I'm noping the fuck out of this situation.
Kurobe is noping out. That's what you. That's what you and Kinwin and the two of you and Kinwin and Lagon all see. Lagon's kind of in the back, quietly chuckling himself at Kurobe's embarrassment. As as it's obvious that this old man has very little experience in just about anything.
In some ways, he is world traveled and weary, but in some things, he just never dealt with.
Nope. And it's very clear that that is something he's never dealt with.
Yeah, when it comes to love like that, he doesn't know how to handle that.
Mm-mm.
The flirting, the barroom shenanigans, and like one night stands and stuff. He's okay with that.
But
He
having
doesn't know about that
actual feelings,
stuff. Nobody makes me feel my own feelings.
nope.
No. But yeah, I'm going to go visit my father before we leave.
Yep. And he's back there, kind of tinkering away at something, some hobby he's picked up in recent years. Kind of just tinkering away at something. In the meantime, what do the rest of you do?
Shit.
At the moment, I'm just enjoying the conversation and the tea.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If it's just really small talk that you want to engage in with Shale, then she'll tell you stories about Kurobe as a child, and she'll tell you stories about herself.
Perfect. Give me that blackmail material. Give it.
Yep, she's more than happy to share stories about him and herself and her husband and old friends, and just kind of meander a story kind of involving all of those things when you ask and things like that. And was Vanya and Kinwin gonna do anything else or just enjoy that conversation together?
Vanya's just sitting there enjoying that conversation because,
Mhm.
again, more blackmail material.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm just enraptured
Oh, you
by
guys
it.
act like Kurobe would care. He's the kind of guy who'll get butt naked in front of you. You think that, like, naked baby stories are going to get him?
I mean, considering this party on their first trip through Twilight Grove decided, oh, we're all just gonna bathe together in the river.
Mm-mm. This is fair. This is fair. No shame. No shame amongst any of these characters. Especially given Kinwin's wife is also a nudist. And he's probably absorbed a little of that from her, too.
My God.
But yeah, Kurobe, your dad's kind of tinkering away at something, and you walk in the door, you know, a little bit flustered, probably a little quicker, walking a little quicker into the room than you had possibly anticipated, and quickly shut the door behind you. And he kind of looks up from his magnifying glasses, kind of looking over the glasses at you, and kind of looks at you. Oh, what'd she say now?
Those women are evil. They work together. I don't know how they get on the same wavelength, but no.
Trust me, it's a woman thing. I have no idea. I don't know anything about that either. So she was picking on you again, huh?
Yeah, it just. Anyways, what are you working on today?
You're avoiding the conversation. That's all you're doing right now.
Oh, you're damn right. I just wanted to come and, you know.
Just anything else.
Oh no, I did want to see you before I left.
Well, of course, but it wanted
Yes, but
nothing to
I
do with what your
definitely.
mom was gone about.
Oh no, they were talking about relationships and wanting me to settle down, and I
Well,
don't know how to deal with that.
well, you get to a point where you want to when, at a certain age.
Well,
Some people it's
that's
earlier than others, and I think adventuring is sometimes a disguise for it. I don't want to think about that shit.
that's the thing. I've always kept myself busy in things that I've never really thought or wanted for that. Whenever I wanted companionship, it was just for the evening. I've never thought about the long term.
Are you sure about that? I'm sure you have thoughts about it. You just don't entertain them for very long.
You're probably right. I don't know. It's like I told them. This is kind of new to me.
You're 70 something years old now, son.
I know. I was set in my ways. I wonder why. And he looks at, you know, being raised by you two. I never thought about it. But maybe.
It's not a bad thing to start thinking about these things. Have a plan. Have an idea. Even if it is, you know, just come back home and retire. I mean, that's essentially what I did from the real estate business.
I can only see two things. There's only one person that I could see spending any significant time with. But the other thing I have been thinking about for a long time, I think when I do come back, I might retire and just take a little bit more of a passive role in the guild. But I think I might adopt. Like you.
That would make your mother very happy.
It would give her grandchildren, but I I'm sure there's someone out there that needs it too, like I did. And if it's a small thing that I can do,
There's plenty of kids that need homes. Especially from the slums. The number of kids that I've seen walking around on the street and have nowhere to go.
maybe I can build a place that can take them all in.
I think they call those orphanariums.
I wouldn't do it to be like that. I'd be building a big family. I don't expect them to go anywhere.
Well, there is that. And that would make your mother very happy. Would it make you happy, though?
I think so. Even if I've had my happiness, I've done what I've wanted to. I think this is something I need to do, though. I think it will make me happy in the long run, but I don't think I'm going to do it because it makes me happy. I think that will just be a benefit of it.
Well, I would, in general, say that if it doesn't make you happy, then don't do it.
No, I don't. I don't want to say it feels like an obligation, but I want to do something that gives back. And I want to. It's not about. I want to have some kind of a legacy of. And have done something besides just adventuring. I want to change the life of people that actually need it.
Haven't you already?
In some ways, in random quests and stuff, but those kids, like, I think about my own life, and I want them to have what I have.
Well, the way I hear it, people in the slums are already starting to benefit from something. Guards are going easier on people. Not arresting them, not throwing them in jail for petty theft or anything like that. You know, things that they could just slap on the wrist sort of thing. A little fine here and there. They're not taking people away to the pit for just anything anymore.
That's good to hear.
And no one's heard from the Lord in quite some time. General Sarex definitely seems to be of taking care of things and addressing this and that when it comes to public announcements. I see flyers everywhere about changes to the city laws.
He's always been a good man. I'm glad to have known him as well as I did. If he's making good changes, then I don't feel as bad not being around Kombe as much as I should.
Things are changing, and some people are gonna dislike it, and other people are going to love it. Things are gonna get a little weird around here for a while, I think.
Yes. Just keep your wits about you. anything looks dangerous, talk to Karthus if you have to, but just make sure that you guys are safe.
I heard even King Rojas made an appearance in town. Did you know that?
Oh, wow.
Not that I was invited to any of these things, you know. Some kind of big party a couple months, maybe 2 ago. I forget these times. But it's been a long time since we've seen our king.
Well, it's good to know that, or good for people to see him every once in a while. It makes people remember things.
Especially since Red Hawk Keep is so far away.
We're heading out again soon. I'll do what I can wherever we go to pick up maps and stuff for you again, if you want.
I do like maps.
You can't go everywhere, but at least you can see everything.
Or books. Books are also good too.
Any particular subjects, or just local? I know I got the local customs ones from the last place.
Not just anything.
I'll keep my eye out for something interesting.
Fiction, non-fiction. I find myself reading a lot more lately.
Okay. I will see what I can do.
All right.
Mother may protest when I bring you guys back things, but I know she enjoys it just as much.
She does. She protests because it's costly and money and she's like you, doesn't feel necessarily that she's earned the kindness of others.
Oh, if anybody's earned kindness from me, I think you two have. I don't think I could ever spend enough money to repay you for what you've given me.
You're right. You're very much right. But at the same time, you're the best thing that's ever happened to us, Kuro.
That... Kurobe will kind of almost tear up, but he'll just kind of like, you know, that's good to hear. I always thought I was the lucky one in the us meeting, but maybe we've helped each other out more than I know.
We were pretty lucky to have you. We weren't having any luck on our own.
I can't imagine it was easy when I was younger. The two of you with a small, pink, fleshy, chubby thing that people probably looked at you so funny.
Yes, especially because she is darker complexioned than myself. We're both very dark and pale. Well, very dark and blue and gray sort of colors, and you're fleshy pink. The differences between a stony complexion and a fleshy complexion, much like yourself.
Yeah.
But most people that we knew that we were adopting anyway, so it just so happened that you were the one we adopted after trying to have a baby on our own for so long.
I'm sorry you guys never were able to, but
A blessing in disguise, really. Because that meant we got to meet you. And really, you were a handful on your own, so having two would have been a nightmare.
Oh.
You already take after your mother so much that I don't know that I could how much I would be able to deal with 2 toddlers at that that take after your mother's mannerisms.
Yeah, I've always thought it was funny that I picked up so much from you guys. I don't, we don't share the blood, and yet I am still so much alike you two that it's scary. I'm as firm set in my ways as you are, and as stubborn as her.
And pair that together into one being. You were a very stubborn toddler.
Oh, I'd apologize for that, but
It wouldn't mean anything.
I wish it was
You're
easier
still
for
a
you
stubborn
guys.
man even in your 70s.
Yes. I don't think I'd change anything, though.
Well, I'm sure
Nothing significant.
I'm sure you've got places to be. And I'm sure the
Yes.
ladies have also learned about
I've-
your stubborn nature as a toddler as well, given your mother. And so,
Oh, with any luck, she didn't have time to get to the books and pictures. But I'll walk over and kind of give my father a hug.
and he'll give you a very, like, solid, sort of, like, full embrace and holds you close. You take care of yourself, son. I don't need you coming home in pieces.
I will endeavor not to be. I kind of like me intact.
I just wouldn't wish that on the girls out there, huh?
No. The only reason that I would ever be in pieces is to make sure that they weren't. If anything ever did happen to me, don't ever feel bad about it. It would be for a good reason, and I have no regrets.
Just don't do that to your mother, alright?
I will try not to.
No, I mean
They-
it. You come back.
I will.
Because if something were to happen to you, I couldn't tell her.
Well, the thing is, I'm old. I don't know how much longer I got left in me. I don't know if they say, the worst thing you can do is a child passes before their parents, but I don't know if I can outlive you all. You guys have, it's just the difference of our races. If I do end up having to go before you, it won't be a sad thing. Don't ever be sad about it. I've had the best life I can think of.
That's good to know.
I know she would be sad, and I will live as long as I can for her. But tell her the same thing.
You take care of yourself, son.
You too.
And he gives you
Try
like
not
a
to.
hearty pat on the back.
Yeah, and try not to stare at the small things for too long. It's not good for your eyes.
You're telling me how to do my own hobbies.
No, I'm just worried about you. I'm allowed to worry, just like I told her.
I
I'll
have
walk.
fantastic eyesight, I'll have you know. He
Yes.
says as he puts another pair of glasses on his face.
Yeah, I was about to say, yes, the three lenses you're using to actually see what you're doing tells me that. And he'll chuckle and start walking towards the door.
And your mother has dragged out the photo album. The photo album made of arcane photos, where it's just little pieces of little pieces of paper that have sort of a shimmering ink that seems to almost move a little bit in the photo. It's like it's captured a specific moment in time uh, that that the device is meant to capture a set of. They're basically like on a 6 second loop, and so it's blowing out candles. It's blowing. It's taking first steps. It's uh, a bunch of little moments that she's had preserved from her own memory and have put into these little slips of paper that have almost it's like it's drawn in ink, but it also looks like it has that sort of like that 3D sort of look where you have the blue and the red lens. It has that sort of look on it. Like it's only one color. It's like black and white, but it moves like 2D comics that are 3D in appearance when you put the glasses on. It has that sort of a look to it,
I'm thinking like Okame, that old like
where it's got the
ink.
layered the black,
Yeah,
the red, and the blue ink to kind of give it that 3D sort of essence. Except this
yeah,
is all combined, and you don't need glasses. Uh,
yeah.
so that's what you're looking at when it comes to the photos, and so um, and and you've seen this sort of capture device. It's basically a crystal ball that you click, and it captures for a brief period of time, uh, and then that is then taken to an arcanist to be put on a sheet of paper to be put in a book. The device can only
Oh,
ever capture and save one image at a time, but she's done it enough times to fill up a book.
oh well. I thought I would have gotten out here fast enough before she could get to that. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it.
Oh yes, it's been really delightful.
Uh, all right, Mother. We're probably going to have to head out soon.
Oh,
We still
alrighty.
have, yeah, we still have one more stop to make, and we have to get on the road before it gets too late.
Where are you going?
We're going to such and such.
We're heading north.
Headed north. It's getting hotter up there. But at least it's not like the desert heat. But it does get hotter the closer you get to the ocean, get to the Emerald Sea, and the closer you get to the ocean.
Oh, where we're going, I've heard it's pretty damn cold this time of year.
Oh, it would be cold on
Over in
the other
the
side of
area.
the world right now.
That's about where we're heading.
That's so far.
Hmm. Yeah, we're going to be making a rounds. It might be a while before I see you guys again.
Oh,
I
send letters.
I will try to send letters if
I'll make sure he does.
I'm you know the rock that you talked to. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Emerith has one of those that I could give to them, so that I could say hi one.
Wouldn't hurt to check. If need be, we can always use it to have Karthus deliver a message for you.
Yeah. Don't worry though, Mother. I'll try to keep in touch, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the things I bring back for you. And he'll get the wolfish grin will get back on his face.
Just nothing too expensive, alright?
Okay, spend all my money when you got it. And
Horobe! Kurobe Watanabe, you sick son of a bitch.
I love you too. And I'll walk over and give her a hug and kiss her on top of the head again.
And she'll give you a big hug, too.
You guys take care of yourselves.
We will. You take care of yourself, too.
As best I can.
All right. Be safe. And I think that is where we are going to take a very quick break. And when we come back, the Lucky Sevens will go and visit Amaranth for some last-minute magic shopping and set off on the road to the mountains of Ionia. So, be back soon, everyone. Welcome back, everyone, to Rebirth, a D&D Tale, Session 36. The Lucky Sevens were leaving Shale and Bass for the foreseeable last time in Combe for the time being, as they're going to be traveling northward to another continent on the other side of the world. So, they have some things that they need to pick up from Amaranth's store first. And so stopping into one of the higher class market districts, Amaranth store is open. There are plenty of things in the display window that are there, as well as she's seen behind the counter tending to another client in the in the store right now. Seems to be quite enamored with something that they brought in, or something that she's selling. Maybe she's trying to get a really good sale off of them. Who's to really say until you go in, as you don't hear much of the conversation from inside just yet. So what do you do?
She's with a customer right now.
For the moment.
I would look around and see what she's got that's new.
So you're walking in the store, and
Yeah, I'm going to go in the store and just start browsing while she's dealing with the customer.
Okay.
Listening to make sure everything's she.
And you do have a list on the Roll20 of things that are still in stock in her store. So those are some things that you still have available to buy.
I don't know if it's been updated in a while because we bought most of these.
I'd updated it with the with things that you hadn't bought yet.
Okay, because like Boots of Winterlands, I bought the Dust of Dryness.
Oh, I guess
bought the Elemental Gem.
Yeah, I recall that.
We bought the Drift Globe.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these are things that she's restocked on then.
Okay. Does she have anything new?
That's what I was actually looking at. Looking to see. There seems to be a figurine on the shelf. It's it looks like it's a kind of a black raven. Looks like it's made of some kind of a black stone, and it's in the shape of a raven.
Oh, interesting.
Maria is going to go through, just kind of peer at all the little tidbits and pieces. Kind of curious, like basically what everything is being represented here. Magic shop. Magic items. Seemingly. She's kind of checking out all of the different wares.
One of the
Mhm.
things as you're walking by, it seems that one of the dolls on the shelf starts to talk to you in a very mechanical voice. Hello.
Hello. What are you?
My name is Dorothy. Goodbye. And it kind of flops over and falls asleep. It looks like it goes inactive again.
How strange. Reminds me.
And it does look like it's like stuffed with like cotton and things like that. It looks like a stuffed doll. It is. But it has spoken to you as you walk by.
And she looks at the doll. She picks it up for just a moment, checks if there's like a pull string on the back or something. Shakes it to see if she can hear any sort of mechanical device in it. Funny enough.
It doesn't seem to be mechanical in nature. You see that there are some arcane runes, kind of sewn into the cloth.
Unusual. She gently puts it back up onto the shelf. Continues wandering about. She's kind of keeping an eye on Amarith and checking Kurobe's expression. Just like looking back and forth between them.
Mm-hmm. There are a couple of scrolls and a couple of potions on the shelf that all have labels. That if you wanted to look at them, there's a potion of thunder resistance, a scroll of protection from celestials or fiends, and that's aside from what's on the list that she's restocked. That's about it.
Arya is not necessarily looking to buy anything right now.
Okay.
She has a mission though.
Grubby would go over to like the little sitting corner that they always take tea and stuff in and put his pack down and have a seat and wait for Amaranth to be done.
Yep. She finishes up with the customer, and after a moment, kind of looks at all of you and looks at you, Kurobe. Back again so soon.
Oh, we're in between trips. We figured we'd come say hi and see what all you have. One thing I was looking for, and I don't know if you have one or no, or we could get one quickly. Mother wanted to keep in touch. Do you have a set of those stones where you can talk to each other once a day?
That is... You're talking about sending stones.
Yes.
I would have to... I have to look and see if I can conjure up something, because that's definitely something rather hard to find in some cases. But I might have a pair in the back. I might be willing to let go if you were willing to pay a little extra, because it's my last set, and it's been my personal set for a bit.
Well, that's fine. Oh, I brought you something. And he'll pull out the satchel and hand it to her.
Oh, some tea.
Yeah, it's a blend that I've become fond of recently. I thought you might like to try it.
Oh, I certainly shall give it a shot. I'm a little picky when it comes to my tea. But the gesture is appreciated.
Yes. It's good for the mornings.
It smells good. That's a start.
Yeah.
You're not trying to wiggle out of paying some extra cost for some of these items as a result of bringing me some tea, are you? As you have very often brought me something when you wanted to butter me up.
No, honestly, it can't hurt, but that's not why I bring you. It's the same reason I bring my parents things. It just makes...
It just brings you joy to do so.
Yes. And Kroby's going to kind of look a little more awkward than normal because of everything everybody said.
Are you
Arya.
alright? She's kind of already noticing that you're a little off-put.
I think I'll be okay. I don't know.
Are you sure? You look odd. I don't know exactly how to describe it.
I think in the long run I'll be okay. I've gotten a lot to think about recently.
Alright. If you insist.
Oh, we have a new member. Arya, this is Amber.
Oh. Pleasure to meet you, Arya. It's a pretty name.
Pleasure to meet you, Emerith. I've heard a lot of very good things about you from Mr. Kurobe.
Oh. Good things. Since when?
Since always.
He's always talking good things about you.
He's always talking maybe good things about my wares. About me specifically.
No. About you, your intellect, his fancy for you, those kinds of things.
Fancy. Wait, did I hear that correctly? Fancy
did.
for me.
What is that doll? How is it able to speak like that? What kind of enchantments does it allow it to do so?
Oh, it's called a talking doll. Oh, and if Kinwin, if you're muted, if you're talking, you're muted.
Oh, no, sorry.
I wasn't sure if you were talking or if you were just kind of talking to somebody else or something. So if you were talking to us, you were muted.
I'm hoping he wasn't getting in on that because I would have to say, Etu, Kenwin, Etu.
Arya goes ahead and, like, below the counter, just with her elbow at Kurobe. Right into his side.
No, if Kurobe fancies anyone, it's for a night, and it is never longer than that.
I never gave myself time to think about the long term. We were always too busy.
Wait,
Arya kind of
hold on. What?
slinks away.
I'm...
Vanya following behind.
I don't think I quite understand what all of this is. Are they playing a trick on you, or me, or which, or what?
No. Oh god, how do I even begin this?
Now you're starting to confuse me.
I'm confusing myself. I've been thinking a lot recently, and them along with my mother made me realize something.
Realize what?
I am getting older, and I do want something to look forward to. Honestly, there's two things I can think of when I retire that I would not mind spending my time doing. One would be adopting kids and taking care of them. But with My mother, she wanted me to find someone to settle down with, and honestly, there was only one person I could think of that I would actually enjoy spending more time with, and I thought that was you.
Oh. Well, I... I'm not sure what to say.
I don't even know how to say it, so I think we're on equal footing there.
Right.
I never really thought about it because I didn't think there was anything I could give you. I can. I love
Cor-
listening to you talk, but I barely understand some of the things you say.
the fact that you listen is more than most. Crowbait, I've known this for decades. Why didn't you say anything?
You've known what for decades?
You always seem to be well, it was obvious when you would come home, come back to the party after your drunken merriment and meet back up with the rest of us in the morning to maybe feeling a little less satisfied than you maybe wanted. And you've more than once, in a drunken stupor, sort of made passes at me.
Ah, shit.
And I've always kind of just shrugged it off as something that, was a little more in the moment. A little more of one of those, damn if I couldn't just have one night. It, and as time went on, your genuine, actual interest in being my friend, well, that took precedent. And I know I'm not unattractive.
That I don't think you've ever had a problem with being attracted.
But you've always been guarded about your feelings, and understandably so. And, well, it's just when you're that guarded over time and you start letting your guard down often enough, you start to piece things together. And, well, over the decades, I just sort of knew.
Damn.
And
Maybe I am as stupid as they say I am.
oh, come now. Oblivious a little bit, maybe, but it's charming.
I've never been good at this sort of thing.
Neither have I. You think you think I'm actually articulating this very well? I'm not. You've always been a trusted friend to me, and you've never wanted to betray that. And so I've just let us be whatever it is we are. If you've had feelings for me this whole time, then that's not on me, that's on you.
Oh, I never would blame you. I don't understand some of these feelings, but like I said, if I had to pick someone to spend more time with and that I could see myself being around, I don't exactly know what that means. I just know that I enjoy being around you. I don't think I could ever get tired of it.
I do enjoy that you, when I do start to prattle off and start going into the mechanics of the magical mumbo jumbo that actually make up what it is that I sell. And when I get excited about it, you're not put off by it. You try to
Honest,
understand.
you're the smartest person I know. And if I can, I just listening to you, I feel like it. Anytime we talk, I learn something. Half of it I don't understand, but I know, like I know words like, and he'll start naming off like names of runes and stuff, and like I have no idea how it works, but I know about it.
Good, then
It's
you're following along. I'm glad you're starting to pick it up. It's even through Wizards College, I was kind of the nerdy one in my class. And then when we started adventuring together, and you and the others were actually interested in what I had to say.
well, you can do something we could never.
Oh,
I
come.
was born and built my strength. You know, um, shit. Sorry, I forgot where I wrote it down. I need 1 second.
Yeah, the cleric's name, I forgot it too.
Yeah, I have. We haven't gone into him.
Yep.
He's
I just.
you know, and Alvis, he was gifted his powers by his deity. It just
Mm-mm.
you, the things you do, you've earned yourself and learned and developed, and they're just it's special.
I I don't know about special. It's rather common to, well, just about every city that is a city has a magic store that's got Phoenix Wonder Prize's products in it. The best I do in most times is tell people what they have and then they walk away knowing what they have in their hands.
But that's the thing, you understand. Why do you think we come here? It's not because, like, we could go, like, any shop or any like city we go to. Like you said, they might have a shop, but we always come back here because there's a soul to this shop. You actually care about what you do. You give us honest opinions on what we need, and the things that you make aren't some mass-produced rank and file thing. There's genuine craftsmanship that goes into it.
When was the last time I put something that I made on this shelf here, Korbe?
I don't know. Maybe you used to enjoy making things so much.
I still do. But when they can make it for cheaper, what's the point? There's very little point in me making anything anymore.
I don't know. I think discerning people would still come here.
Well, if you consider yourself a discerning individual, then I suppose I'm glad that you still at least come by. At least I get to see you.
Oh my goodness. Kurobe, stop flubbing it!
What part of I don't know what I'm doing do you not understand? I care about her more than she knows.
Miss
I've always cared
Amaranth.
about her.
Miss Amaranth,
Arya.
we're going to be gone for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And by a little bit, I mean circumstances may potentially be dangerous in the near future. Since Kurobe doesn't know how to ask it as simply as need be, then maybe we can help arrange a date for you two.
Well, I mean, if that's what Kurobe wants. She looks over to Kurobe again.
Oh, I thought that was clear. Any chance to spend time with you, I am for it.
Then it's settled. Vanya, we have to go immediately.
Yes, let's go.
Oh, hell. I don't like it when they're working together.
It worked out so well last time.
And as Arya is going out the door, she locks arms with Vanya. If Kinwin is there, also just kind of like grabs him.
Kinwin and Lagan are there too. Yeah.
Yeah, both of them just drags them by the scruffs out.
So
I don't know what we're getting ourselves into, Amaranth, but
Oh, goodness.
I think we're going to have a time tonight. We might not be leaving as quickly as I thought.
Well, apparently not if they have anything to say about it. I had a sister like that once.
I didn't know you had a sister.
I thought I'd talked about her. Oh well.
Oh,
Very similar. Very similar energy. Let's just put it that way.
so you're used to dealing with trouble.
Oh, troublemakers seem to be my lot in life.
Yes.
Yourself included.
I would never.
Liar.
No, I've grown fond of them. They remind me a lot of us in our youth. And I didn't realize how much I missed being out and doing things. Working in the guild was very fulfilling, especially helping the younger ones follow in our footsteps, but just doing the work and having the fun.
I think I agree. So do you want to go stir up some shit?
Oh, we could definitely go stir up some shit. We haven't been out on an adventure in a while.
I think it's time, old man.
I think the sand dogs need a little thinning. And he'll stand up and kind of offer an arm.
She'll kind of hook her arm into yours, and then as you're walking out the door, kind of flip the sign over to closed and lock the door behind her.
Ah yes, the adventurer's date. Let's go kill things together.
Which you don't really go very far outside the city, since you don't want to go too far from your party. But
No.
so you don't go picking off sand dogs, but you kind of go and menace some other vermin, maybe in the sewer or something, and and come back out. Clothing is soiled to all hell, and the and she's popped off a couple of spells, uh and one of the most amazing things about her is that she's constantly just flicking little balls of fire out of her fingers that
That's
and
something other than me.
at something other than you. And so she's, the couple of giant rats that have been kind of menacing the place, or maybe even, because even if the main sort of source of a lot of the undead things have been going on, there is still the occasional, zombie menace. That's a singular thing that needs to get taken care of, but you easily, between the both of you, are able to take care of those kinds of things. You slicing them with your sword, and her firing off little balls of fire to take care of them. And when you come out of the sewers, you're kind of drenched but laughing in filth, but just kind of laughing and having fun, because it's been a while since you've even cleared out sewer vermin.
Probably we've the whole time we've been talking, I'm bringing up old stories, and remember when we did this, and Elvis was yelling at us, and like, it's been a good trip down memory lane.
Yep, and she just seems happy. She's definitely got a big smile on her face, and her wrinkles are showing because she is a bit of an aged elf at this point, and so she's just kind of enjoying the moment, and just kind of walking with you as you're walking back towards her place.
I never thought I didn't realize how much I missed doing this with you. Just being able to spend time with you it's special. It's not like I adventure with them, but when I'm with you, it feels like more. And I think I'm starting to understand what they mean about feelings and such.
You don't have to be articulate to know what you're feeling. You don't have to express it in words. She just kind of slips her hand almost sheepishly into yours.
I'll just walk and hold hands with her until we get back to the shop. I don't know what I can provide for you in the future, or even how long it will be there. But
Korbe.
if you will have me, I'm yours.
Korbe, what in the world made you think that you had to earn it?
Well, you were always just so special, and I realized how much smarter you were than I was. Even I can realize that. I just didn't know if I could give you anything that would be worthwhile.
Your company was really all I wanted.
Well, you can have that for as long as you need it.
I don't need anything. I want it.
That's what I meant. Feelings are hard, so is describing them.
Well, I can think of one thing that doesn't require words and can get rid of these soiled clothes at the same time.
I am down for whatever is in your mind, right?
And from the scene, you see that she drags him into a room, shuts the door, and fade to black.
Oh. Alright. Damn it. I hate you, Coffee. Because I have to get a picture drawn now of this.
Yes, you do.
Not of that, but of them together.
I do commissions for both. So
Yeah.
just saying.
Well, I can leave the second part up to imaginations.
Well,
I don't need drawings of that, but I think I do need a drawing of Amaranth and Kurobe together.
we can definitely work that out. In the meantime, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, I think those two have been well preoccupied at this moment with their own feelings. The rest of us, I suppose we should be finishing up with any preparations. And, I'd like to make a special opportunity. I'd like to try and properly prepare a good and hearty meal. And, maybe have a picnic for Lucky Sevens.
All right. One last dinner at in the city of Kombay before heading out. I'm sure you're probably going to head out in the morning by this point. It's sundown and you haven't heard anything from Kurobe. Having all of y'all come back to his house, as a home base. He is not there.
He's very busy. I do not want to bother him.
Nope.
At all.
Nope, not at all.
Nope. And so Arya takes to the kitchen and is going to prepare a meal. So in that particular sense, how much experience do you have in cooking, Arya?
Well,
At least
there
in
are
the modern
certainly-
sense, because cooking from your past is very different from what people do now.
yes, different spices, different herbs, and things like that.
Even
majority-
even the cook stove is different.
Oh, no.
You don't know how
I
to
suppose-
operate this thing.
No, not quite. So, I'm just going off of the basics of knowledge. Apply heat where necessary. Grills tend to work relatively the same.
You just
A
need to
hot
find a
plate
heat
is
sword.
still. Yes, a hot plate is still a hot plate. An heat source, I can manage. And she flicks a finger, little flame, like a little lighter, shows up. She, funny enough, she goes over to the fireplace of all things.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Gets like a skillet and starts cooking in the fireplace.
Yep, because it's still got wood and coals in there.
This I understand.
Yes. Cooking over an open fire you've done before. Cooking with that appliance, you have no idea what it is.
Never seen it in my entire life. But simple laborious tasks I can manage. The general, the good old basics. And luckily this also works in the great outdoors.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. So in this particular case, I am going to ask you for a simple dexterity check.
The dice. Okay. Simple dex check. So that's going to be 19 plus 2.
Ooh.
That's the second 19 I've rolled tonight. That's
Nice.
that's why I'm like exclaiming.
Yes.
I would like to point out one thing, speaking of dice. The only thing Kurobe has rolled is a natural one, and he still got lucky.
You're welcome.
Fantastic. All right. So, it is it's with the fireplace. It is in some ways easier and in some ways a little more difficult to cook over it. But you find that you manage rather well. The uh the fact that Korobe has the spice bag on him makes things a little difficult. So you go rummaging through the cabinets instead, and you find things that you are familiar with and things you are not. So you start experimenting. And
I know one thing is for certain: no matter the day, no matter the age, salt is still salt.
exactly, and it still looks like salt, so that's good. Um, and so you pull out some things that you know, and a couple of things that you open up. You're not sure what it is, but it smells good. And so you start dumping some of these things into the skillet, and expertly, after trying a little bit of it, you're like, not bad. So you then start to serve the rest of the party. And to everyone's amazement, it is actually quite good.
We have our picnic, just kind of like out upon maybe the balcony if the house has one, watching the desert sunset as it sinks across the horizon. Vast dunes.
The balcony is outside of Kurobe's room, so you have to go through Kurobe's bedroom in order to get out into the balcony, which does lead to some opportunities about fishing around in Kurobe's stuff.
I'm almost afraid to look through.
So you simply,
Temptation is there, though.
it is there.
It's sort of a 50-50 chance. I might find the decapitated head of some sort of creature, or I might find a dildo. I'm not sure.
Probably you're more apt to find trophies as opposed to other things.
Oh, good sir, I've seen my fair share of trophies.
Anything could be used as a trophy if you try hard enough.
That reminds me of my favorite joke. Every zoo's a petting zoo if you aren't a wuss.
Playing a druid in D&D.
Yeah.
But that being said, you can go out onto the balcony. It is a rather small balcony. It maybe has a couple of chairs out there for sitting, but it's not very. It's while the room like itself is like a 10 foot by 10 foot room. This balcony is probably closer to like a 10 foot by 3 foot sort of balcony, where it spreads along the side of the wall, but it's very narrow, and so it is you can sit side by side, but you cannot sit in front of one another. So
He does have gardens, though.
he does
Wanna
it.
change that
It does
for
overlook the
Yeah.
garden. So if you wanted to go downstairs into the garden instead, you can do that. And the garden probably consists of some vegetable plants, some of
Peppers.
some
Lots of peppers.
peppers, with the usual sort of savanna grass that you're used to seeing in the city, and otherwise is neatly kept and maybe has some like walking stones in it, and so it's nothing special, but it's feasible. It's usable.
If you do snoop around in my room, about the only thing that you would find that would be of note, aside from normal things, you might find, like, on the one shelf, he has a bunch of diaries.
I'm intrigued.
Yep, some leather-bound notebooks on the desk, sort of thing.
I'm intrigued, but I'm disrespectful. So.
All right. So everyone can sit on the balcony side by side, more or less. Not blocking the exterior door, and you can have your meal on the balcony.
Unless anyone has any questions for Aria, she's just going to enjoy the sunset as it creeps across and the stars slowly climb across the sky.
Mm. There are lots of stars. There's so many stars. So many stars to see.
Feels like the sky has changed.
And maybe it has.
Even the heavens shift with time.
Been fighting against that desert for a while now, but it does have a certain sense of beauty.
I do have to ask, is the desert not also nature?
Yes,
Sense of.
but lately it has been growing out of control. Nature and balance is what we seek, and the desert was upsetting the balance for a while. Might still be, but I'm hoping what we did before in the temple would slow it down at least.
I imagine it would take many years for the demons to finally proceed. Clay to gain enough nutrients so that the seeds may grow and plants may bloom. Perhaps maybe the other druid tribes might know a little bit more about this. Might have some better context as to how to make things grow. Arid landscapes, arid wastes.
Yes, that would be great.
Can't help but feel like it all seems connected. I believe it is connected.
Indeed.
Can't necessarily worry about it now. The only way forward is forward. Can I take anyone's dishes?
Lagon stands up and starts to collect everybody's dishes instead of you, Arya.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
You cooked the meal. It's only fair.
Vanya disappears long enough to grab her guitar and then just comes back out and just starts playing for them. Continue the night out on the balcony.
Arya decides to sit beside Vanya. And as Vanya strums, Arya will actually have. This entire time, she's been carrying a couple daggers with her, but also a very small lyre, like maybe only yay big. It's kind of just been like strapped to her in some various fashion. For instance, when she was in the tomb, she was holding it across her chest, like so. But she goes ahead, begins playing a small harp, along with Vanya. And as they do so, Arya will sort of create these small apparition music notes playing.
Uh-oh. I think we may have lost Specs.
Uh-oh. Spectre?
Technical difficulties, gotta love them.
Uh-oh. Well, that's
That's an oops.
oopsie. It's all right. We'll well, I'm sure that Spectre had an idea for some music for mood, but you know.
Little tricks with magic and all that.
Mm-hmm. But you play together, her with her harp, and you with your guitar, Vanya. Is there any way that Kenwin gets himself involved in the musical production?
No, I do not have an instrument or a spell or nothing that can do anything.
Oh, but you do have the cantrips that you know. You can put on a little bit of a show.
Facts.
Oh, we have Spectre back?
That's true. I can cast control flames and start causing the fire to turn into different shapes
That's always fun.
and animals or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
As she plays, Vanya's going to use her dancing lights to add to it.
Hmm. Sort of a fun little party, like full party sort of a melody going on there. So, yeah, because the party does like to do that from time to time. But after which, all of you would get would get your long rest, and you'd be able to take a long rest at Kurobe's house. Into the night, he still isn't back, so you imagine that he's going to spend the night out tonight, and so you can take up your places to rest in Kurobe's house. In which case, when the morning comes, Kurobe finally arrives back at the house, and you are all together once more.
Kurobe would start making breakfast like nothing changed.
Like normal.
Vanya come down and see him. Well, I see things went pretty good last night.
I don't know what you're talking about. And he's just kind of blushes a little bit and like kind of goes about making a breaking breakfast.
Mister, I'm not going to come home till sun's up.
I'll just kind of grunt a little bit and keep working.
You noticed that there had been dishes in the sink, but they had not been washed. So you had to wash them when you got home.
Yep.
We had a bit of fun ourselves here last night.
Oh, that is good. And Kurobe would make kind of a what is it called? Give me one moment, but it is a South African dish.
Ah.
I imagine. shakshuka. That's
Shakshuka.
yeah. It's like think of like spicy, kind of like um tomato based, like and like with vegetables and stuff in it. But
Mm-hmm.
then to finish, you dump a couple eggs in the top and put it in the oven to finish them cooking,
Mm.
and eat it with like toasted bread.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's kind of like I don't want to say like a curry because it's not that kind of a dish, but like that kind of
Mm-hmm.
consistency.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just like thick tomatoey goodness with vegetables and spices and oh, it is actually very good.
All right. That is what you have for breakfast.
I imagine that would be something since the desert, the Kobe style, a Kobe style like a special occasion breakfast.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. You get breakfast. You do your daily duties. Everything is all set for you all to. You have collected everything that you need in order to make the travel. So it is only about setting off on the road.
Yep.
All right.
Which they'll set off.
Okay. Very nice. So you set off on the road, and I think that is going to be where we're going to call the session for tonight. Because we'll set off on the road next time, and get you guys at the very least across the sea by the time I'm through with you.
I apologize, y'all, that like I did not think just going to say goodbye and stuff. That shit took a turn into a lot more than I thought it was going to be, but it
Hmm.
was fun.
But you know
Yeah.
what? We needed to do that for the Kurobase because everybody else got to do it last time. So yeah, so we're gonna call the session there for tonight. So thank you guys so much out in the audience for watching, and to my players for playing. You guys are great. I always have fun with you guys. So we're gonna get into some experience. Now we didn't do a whole lot in the way of adventuring today. So you're gonna get your 5 for showing up at the table, and I think you're gonna get 1 for progressing a relationship today. So there you have it. Um, and
I
then
conquered the hardest boss of all,
you did,
my feelings.
you did. Yep, yep, yep. So just so Specs is able to catch up, we're calling the session, and then uh, we're gonna move on from Kombe to next time. So, uh, with that 6 experience that you guys get from the base, we now determine from the roleplay prompts who had our best, who moved our plot, who had the best scene, and who had the best line from tonight. And then we also have the audience participate in in the progression of these fine individuals who have shown up today, and you get to play fickle gods in their fate in that way. So get to voting as to the audience favorite while we deliberate amongst ourselves about what else was going on. So who moved our plot?
Hi, I'm back.
Hi.
I'm gonna give it to Kurobe.
Yeah.
It was a Kurobe night.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not plan for that shit. I'm glad it happened because it was awesome, but like I kind of feel bad. I hope you guys had fun.
Oh no,
Yes.
that was great.
Yeah,
I'm-
those things are great.
I'm enjoying the theme of Arya being a matchmaker.
two couples so far have had their feelings rekindled.
Ew.
Ayo. Even though Kinwin and his wife had already rekindled, they were just kind of going along.
Like, yeah,
let's
sure,
let
whatever.
them have their fun.
Let them have their fun. Let them think that they let them think they stirred the pot. All All right, and then, so is that more or less unanimous for Kurobe then?
Yeah.
All right, Kurobe, you get that experience point. Best
Excellent.
scene. I see some very hard deliberations over here by Spectre.
I don't know.
It's-
There was a lot of good scenes tonight.
There was.
Yeah.
You say overall Kurobe with his parents.
Can win in here with Kurobe and appearance.
I adore any chance we get to go to see them because they are like. I'm glad how you brought them to Live Coffee.
I'm glad that you enjoy it. I want you to feel like your family is important when it comes to all of your characters. So
I'm just scared because they're old and they might not be there one day when Kurobe comes back home, and that might make me cry. And that's some
there
shit
is
you would know.
there is some distinct possibility about that. Yeah, depending how long you're away.
You're making me feel shit.
I am the
My
sadness gremlin.
Sorry, Specs.
No, you're good. My favorite scenes tonight included Kurobe fumbling, asking Amarth out on a date, just like literally shooting himself in the foot as hard as he can. But it was okay because it was cute and sincere, and I guess Amarth wouldn't have bought it unless he was awkward about it.
That was amusing as shit to try to navigate.
But yeah, it was fun watching you stumble through it. It was.
Like it was actually a pain in the ass, and like I had to do so many mental gymnastics in my head to try to stay in character with him, and like, okay, like this is how he thinks, and that's why it was so awkward and redundant, and like,
and
because he was
it's so
trying to work
Kurobe
it
though.
out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
he
very
was
much
trying to
Kurobe.
work it out so much.
It was adorable. So I think that's 2 votes for Kurobe for 2 different scenes.
3 for Kurobe.
3 for Kurobe.
Scene.
Scenes it is. Kurobe gets the scene. Get your votes in, everybody. The poll is ending here very soon. And who had our best line for tonight?
I'm actually going to throw Vanya's hat in there for the Mr. doesn't come home till after sunup.
I liked no, not Shirley. He's Kenwin.
I'm gonna go with Vanya's vote just so that Kurobe
Yeah.
doesn't take the full pot.
No, I don't expect to win everything, but like,
Arya's got audience XP tonight.
Yep, Arya
Ooh.
got the audience favorite today.
I'll go with Vanya.
All right.
I accept matchmaker vote from the audience. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. and then Woden said he's voting for Vanya with the
yeah, I will concede
Mr.
to Vanya because that shit is like,
Mr.
Kurobe
doesn't
just
doesn't walk in the
grumbling.
door until after sunrise.
Hmm?
Vanya gets our line quote for the day. And then Arya is our audience favorite for tonight. Thank you guys so much for being great players. I enjoy every time we get together that we play this game because I enjoy making stuff for it. I enjoy throwing things at you. I enjoy throwing awkward flirting at you too. Because I get to play the NPCs that are the love interest, and that's fun. So, ooh, you know, it's fun. It's very much fun, and
Yeah.
I enjoy that both of these characters are that are on the receiving end are a little bit awkward about it, because not
It's
everyone
adorable.
not everyone plays with romance involved in an NPC or a player character kind of way.
I'm a sucker for it in TTRPGs. I'm a sucker. I love shipping things.
Same.
I-
Same. Mordecai and
This is
Celine
actually-
was shipped long before I did it.
Well, no. To be honest, this is the first time I've ever dealt with it.
Hmm.
Okay,
Really?
can't say that. I forgot. Because in the vampire game with Mizra, we were a thing.
Oh,
That was player. That was
Yeah,
player versus
right.
player sort of romance, but you're doing a player versus storyteller sort of
Yeah.
romance in this one. So,
Mhm.
Oh, me and Mizra became a power couple.
oh yeah,
Yeah, from what I heard.
100% understand it because Mizra's a great player too, and
Just imagine it was my brawn and her brains.
love it, love to see it. That's I definitely am also a big fan of romances in tabletop games because that's an important part of life, and it kind of uh, helps you feel like there are some stakes in some regards, having something to care about in general.
Yeah.
Having family in the world, having friends in the world, having lovers in the world, having people that you care about to kind of give us a smattering of who's in the world in general is a great way to get players invested, and so I love that. I love that. And that's why in the scheme of things, when it came to this game, I asked you who's important, who out there in the world is someone important to you, and we've so far involved a lot of the important people to the player characters of this world. So it's it's been a fun time all around. So yeah, I enjoy this game a lot. So with that being said, we are finishing up for tonight. We are gonna go find somebody to raid. So,
Oh, one question, Coffee.
sure.
Since I got enough XP, can I level now, or do I have to wait till next?
You will have had a long rest as part of the session today. So yes, you will be able to level if you have enough experience. Because
Hooray!
waking up at sunrise will have dinged you.
I got experience last night, y'all.
In more ways than one.
Yes. So if you
oh
have
my god.
if you have enough experience to gain a level, absolutely, you can at the end of this session. Um, Otherwise, you'll have to wait till next time. And so, with that being said, make sure that your sheets are updated with your current level, HP, and all of that good stuff.
I'm going to talk to you about that after session.
Sure. And then, but let's go find somebody to raid. In the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful night. And say goodnight, everyone.
Night.
Good night.
Good morning.
Try not to collect too many trophies.
Oh.
You heard it here, folks.